in the 954th volume of Why You Don't Hire Advocates of Social Justice. We have yet another example of why you don't do that. Well, they've taken over the comic book industry. I've long accepted that. Well, the mainstream one. These fools are the writers. They're the creatives. And if the leadership ain't in on it, no, they're in on it. They're either complicit or they're just aiding in this whole entire deal. You see, my whole point here is this stuff is bad for business, okay? And you're seeing that these weirdos do not at all care about the money that you make. So for them, you could operate, hypothetically speaking, at a loss. They wouldn't give a damn. Does your material aid them in their social political causes? That's it. If it does, they want it out. They want it out there to as many people as possible. And sometimes is for various reasons. It could be it makes their enemies mad. It could be that they think this is just going to advance whatever talking point it is that they, let's say, personally advocate. So what happens is, whether it be creatively or whatever, you hire these people, they get brought on, they do stuff for you. Your work has to be reflective of that. If it's not, it's a problem. But even if you use them, even temporarily, they are a hive of weirdos that come to collect, okay? So they'll disrespect you if they feel that you are disrespecting their causes. Vita Ayala right now she's done work with Marvel. She's done work with DC. I don't see how. Well, actually, I do see how. She checks a lot of boxes, okay? Right now, she's doing the Nubia stuff for DC. Batgirl gets canceled along with other stuff, and someone brings up what the F is going on in entertainment right now. This was as of August the 3rd, so we know what this is coming, what is being implied here as far as the project that's being talked about. It says canceling almost finished projects left and right, canceling a successful show after its first season. Something's up. And she says, I mean racism mostly. Okay. Now let's assume that she's talking about Batgirl. She's working for DC right now, or she does work for DC. And that's basically what she's talking about regarding her employers. Well, it's racism at play here. Okay. All right. Imagine that. Now we can try to give her the benefit of the doubt that maybe she's talking about that other gay show. I can't remember the name of it. And maybe she's like, oh, well, maybe this doesn't apply to Batgirl. She certainly doesn't make that distinction. So for the benefit of the doubt, we could say that. But she can't. Well, no, we can't. She can't be completely oblivious to Batgirl, right? She has to think that that's in mind. So I have to assume. And look, Vita, you can reach out to me and say, hey, this wasn't what I was talking about with Batgirl. I corrected the record. No problem doing that. But imagine that, just for a second. It certainly will be par for the course for a person like her, that as she's working for a company, the company does something that she doesn't like. The project's finished, almost finished. It gets shelved. Batgirl, we're speaking about tokenized Batgirl. And she thinks that, well, that is maybe new ownership of something that's doing something that's racist. Or racism is the root of why that was canceled. Well, you employed these people. Now, I don't know if the CEO is going to see this and be like, wait, she worked for us? Or she's doing contract work for us? Oh, no, that ends the date. I don't see that happening because I don't think he actually cares about that. I don't think any of them, to proven otherwise. I think it's more of just the overall direction that they have with DC is not necessarily in alignment with old ownership. I don't think it's as complex or complicated or as, oh, well, he's rallying against wokeness. And no, I don't think that had nothing to do with anything. I think it's just, hey, they had their direction. We have ours. This doesn't really align with our future plans. Y'all got a lot of stuff to kind of get to the root cause of before y'all ever think of having any sort of change there, which partially why I don't believe it'll ever come. But you don't hire these folks. That's why. Now, I would argue that they aren't creative anyway. But it's not worth it, bro. These folks are so cocky that they tell their employees, they make demands of their employees. How many stories that we covered? These fools coming out talking about, hey, like because of Roe v. Wade or something being overturned, they making demands of what their employers must do. That's the people that y'all hired. A bunch of folks who, even a decade ago, it was very inappropriate for you to go to your boss, your owners at that, and say, hey, we demand that you do something for our cause of social issues or political issues. They're going to be like, what the? Okay, thanks for the feedback. Give me that badge, give me that shirt, and get the hell up out of here. But we see more of that than we've ever seen because you guys gave them just a dose of that power. When you should have either ignored them or you should not even ignoring is not good enough. You should acknowledge them, but then acted accordingly. You didn't do that. Instead, you opted to be like, oh, we'll just bring them into the fold. Oh, this must be the way of the future. These are the positions that our future demographics are going to have. So we need to get with the times. We need to hire these people in leadership roles. All right. Creative roles. All right. Cool. Well, you get what you deserve. That's what you get. It's a bad idea, but it's what happens when the insane people run the asylum.